Guys, so today we'll be discussing how to start a travel agency or a travel and tourism business in India in the year 2025. So, if you're someone who's young out of college, or you're someone who is fed up of your day job and you're looking to get into the travel and tourism business because you feel or your heart says that you're obsessed with travel and you think it's one of the easiest businesses to start and get into, keep in mind that grass is always greener on the other side and looks can be deceptive. Salt and sugar both look the same, and the reason I'm saying this is because selling travel is one of the hardest things in the world, because the first thing that they'll teach you in tourism school is that selling travel is like selling air to a person, because it doesn't exist, the product doesn't exist, and the service is such that the person can only taste it and experience it and review it after the entire journey is over. So when you're planning on starting a travel and tourism business, here are 7 points that you need to know so that you get it as spot on as you can, because remember, you have one shot at it. You cannot redo your product, nor can you redo your service, because unlike the app world and the fast-paced startup world, travel and tourism takes a long time to build up, because credibility cannot be built overnight. So when you're looking to start up, these are the few things that you need to keep in mind. Number one is identifying your niche. What is the sector you're looking to get into? Are you looking to get into luxury? Are you looking to cater to religious tourism? Are you looking to cater to senior citizens? Are you looking to cater for international travelers? You have to identify which segment you want to get into. After you have identified the segment that you want to break into, it's vital to do a lot of research and understand the market trend that already exists in this industry. And then after you identify the trend that's already there, the next thing to do is to look at the ways and possibilities in which you can reinvent this particular industry that already exists and make it your own, so that you can carve and pave a way through this. So that's number one. Number two is to decide how you want to go about it in the legal structure, and by that I mean you want to go alone and play a solo gig, that's a sole proprietor. If you want to get a partner in, if you have partners, then it's about an LLP, a private limited, and so on. It depends entirely on how much of funds you have and what and how you want to go about it. The third thing, and another very important thing, is to know and navigate your way around the digital world of keeping present with the current day and age. So the first thing is setting up a website, having a good presence on social media, that is Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Pinterest, you name it, and you should be there. So now, going about social media isn't about just posting and selling your trips. It's about creating awareness in a unique way and getting your thought process and your products awareness in a very unique way, I would say. Again, is because most people run to influencers thinking that they can get you the crowd, but it seldom works out, because again, travel is a product that is hard to sell. Not everybody who's promoting travel will be able to sell it. Now, the fourth thing is about understanding where you want to set up shop. If you're looking at the physical office, do you want a back office or do you want a front road office? Now both these office spaces come with cost. My personal recommendation for someone who's starting off with a travel and tourism business, start off from home, so that you're saving up on the cost of office rent and all the expenses that come with an office. You can just plug in from home. This helps you to save that same money, which can be used in marketing, and by marketing I mean running social media campaigns on Google or on Facebook and Instagram. Number 5 for me would be knowing your clientele and how to reach them. So now, identifying your audience is one thing, but to reach your clientele is another thing. So now, how do you reach your clientele? That is up to you, how you want to go about it. Putting an ad in the newspaper or running it on social media does not mean that your clientele will end up reaching or identifying your product. So the best way to go about this is to do some kind of a research about how to tap into your audience, so that they know that you exist and they are aware about what you are. Now, when it comes to running ads on social media for a travel and tourism business, keep in mind that just because a person clicks doesn't mean they will buy. 99.95% of the people who click on ads or just window shopping out of curiosity, just for the sake of checking out things. And today, with the amount of internet scam that's going around, most people think that most of the tourism setups are scams. So it's about how are you going to translate your credibility when you start, because when you're fresh and new, not many people will know about you. And remember again, if you're going to go to your family and friends, you'll get a few bookings, the boat will sail a bit, but after a point of time it will run out of fuel, and then you're going to be stranded in the middle of the sea. So understand and keep in mind how are you going to navigate the S curve. And by the S curve I mean after you've run out of and burnt out all your contacts who you can pull up on trips and sell them. Now number 6 would be, what kind of a module are you looking at? Are you looking at a B2B module, that is business to business, where you're just buying and selling it from a third party vendor, or are you looking at a B2C thing where you are buying it from a vendor and selling it to the crowd, or the final thing is where you are someone who is doing everything from scratch? You're the one who's processing, going to the places, discovering it, making an itinerary or a blueprint, and then coming and reselling it on your social media platform. The third step is the hardest, but it is also the most rewarding. The B2B model, the flaw is that everybody is selling the same product, so then it's a price war. The B2C model is possible, but it is, again, it's about having the right setup and having the right credibility and clientele to push it forward. So decide which of the 3 areas that you want to enter into. Then when it comes to hiring the team is the most crucial and critical part of this whole game, because today when you hire people, most of the people don't stick around, because not everybody is honest and has ethics. When it comes to the travel and tourism industry, most people are just coming to join you so that they can understand the business, learn the business, and then replicate it and start their own. So be very careful and be very sure and assured of who you're going to hire. And why I'm saying hiring is difficult in this industry, it's because it's like a circus. Because unlike the real world, which works 9 to 5 Monday to Friday, the travel world switches on after the regular world switches off. So that's basically, your working hours are reverse of what the regular world is. So you have to get people who are inclined on working on this pattern. The final footnote would be that if you're looking at starting a travel and tourism business and your key X factor is your price point, then it's your business and your venture is not going to last very long, because at a very low cost point and at a low profit margin, you can survive till the money in the bank is there. After that, it's going to evaporate, and then it's going to get really hard. And the primary reason for this is because every day things are getting expensive, and if you're going to keep a razor thin profit margin of anywhere between, say, 3% to 10% of what your entire product is being sold at, there will always be someone who's going to enter the business, if not today, but 6 months down the line, or maybe even 1 year down the line, or 6 years down the line, who will do the same thing cheaper than you, and that's when you're going to really struggle. So find an X factor which is unique, which is your own, and which is away from the cost of the product. It should have an emotional connect with the people so that they want to come back to you and refer you to more people, because the best way to move forward in this industry is through referrals. And remember, don't lose heart no matter how hard it gets, because the only way to keep at this is, the longer you stick in this game, the better you'll get. It's like wine, the older it gets, the better it gets. And that's how the travel and tourism industry is. The longer you stick in, you will win, because it's a marathon that you're running, not a 100 meters dash. So this is what my suggestion and my advice for anybody who's starting into a travel and tourism business in the year 2025 is. If you have any queries or doubts regarding any of this, you can drop a comment in the comment section, and I'll get back to you with whatever best advice I can. Till then, stay safe and be happy.